Hi, and welcome to 7 Report and our review of the Kangertech Subtank Plus. Now once again, Kanger has upped the stakes in the off-the-shelf sub-ohm tank category, this time with the addition of the 4th model of the Subtank line, the Subtank Plus. Now Kanger isn't alone in this category. Aspire has 3 models at last count in their Atlantis line, and others like E-Leaf, Joy E-Tech, and Smoke-Tech also offer tanks with 0.5 ohm coils. But Kangertech remains at the forefront of this competitive category for a number of reasons. First, they include not only that 0.5 ohm coil, but also a 1.2 ohm coil and a mini RBA deck so that you can build your own coils. And all of those coils are included with the purchase of every Subtank model, with the exception of the Subtank Nano, which is too small to accommodate the RBA. Obviously, I've already taken the tank out of the box and have been using it. And there's the tank. But let's see if we can recreate opening up the box. It's a fairly nice packaging. Has a fairly comprehensive owner's manual. Tells you a good bit about using the mini RBA. Some warnings on the organic cotton that come with it. We'll look at that. This is where the tank would sit, fits in there nice and firm. And below that, again, a warning on making sure that the organic cotton inside those OCC coils is nice and saturated. Here's a way to make sure you have an authentic Kanger product. Then your second coil comes with 2 of the OCC organic cotton coils. One is 0.5 ohm and the other is 1.2 ohms. Set this over here. It also comes with that mini RBA deck and 2 pre-wound coils. Let me just take this apart to show you the coil that's in there. And along with that, for your mini RBA, there's also some extra Japanese organic cotton, set of O-rings, and this set is black. The one that came on the tank are the orange. Little screwdriver, another coil in there, and a couple of extra screws. And then it also comes with the extra Pyrex tank that will hold that 7.0 mil of e-juice. And that is pretty much what comes in the box with the Kanger Subtank Plus. Well, let's talk about performance of the Subtank Plus. Like the other Subtanks before it, the Plus puts out loads and loads of vapor. And that vapor is some of the purest tasting you'll experience with an off-the-shelf tank. The organic cotton in the coils doesn't interfere at all in the taste of whatever e-juice you're vaping. On those coils, Kanger has engraved the resistance and the suggested wattage range for each one. So right here we've got OCC 1.2 ohm and the suggested range of 12 watts to 25 watts. And on the 0.5 ohm, the suggested range is from 15 to 30 watts. And the coils that come already wrapped for you for use in the mini RBA are rated at 0.5 ohms and have a suggested wattage of 30 watts. And it'll say right here, mini RBA. But what about features? When I reviewed the Subtank Mini, I said I didn't know how Kanger could have added any more features to that model, short of providing more coils. Well, they managed to up the feature package on the Plus. Like all of the Subtank models, it comes with 1 each of the 1.2 ohm and 0.5 ohm OCC heads. And like the original Subtank and the Mini, it includes that RBA base with 2 pre-wrapped coils, so you can kind of ease into the world of rebuilding. New on the Subtank Plus is what Kanger refers to in the owner's manual as a new reliable airflow system. On the Plus, the adjustable airflow system has 3 presets. Now, on first read, that might sound like it's a step backwards since the Mini and the Nano each had 4 presets instead of the 3. On the Plus, what you do is you twist this outer collar, which has this wide slot here, to reveal the different airflow openings. Right now it's on the smallest. I don't know if you can even see that hole, it's so little, right there. And you just twist that collar a little bit and you reveal, and you'll feel a little click in there, reveal the middle range. It's a slightly bigger hole, and you twist that collar one more time, and there's a slot that's as big as the slot in the outer collar. Now, the advantage to the new reliable airflow system that is on the Plus and is starting to come out now on newer versions of the Mini as well is that the airflow openings are on 2 sides of the tank, giving you a really airy vape when it's wide open, and surprisingly a tight draw when that smallest opening is selected, even though there are 2 holes open. That new airflow system also, as I said, being included on the new models of the Subtank Mini. Very airy with it wide open, and surprisingly tight draw with just that smallest hole open. As you can see right there, that is a pretty little opening. The other major feature on the Plus is its e-juice capacity of 7.0 mil. Now, I had been using the Subtank Nano with a 3.0 mil capacity. Now, before 0.5 ohm coils and vaping at 20 to 25 watts, 3 mil of e-juice would have seemed like a pretty healthy amount. But vaping at those power levels meant I was refilling the Nano 3 to 5 times a day. Well, with the 7.0 mil capacity of the Plus, I can vape through the better part of a workday and not need to refill that tank. As far as quality goes, if there's any area where the Subtank Plus, and all of the Subtank models for that matter, has a little bit of a problem, it's in that area of quality. Now, not that these are poorly made tanks, they're not. They're actually very good. But they do have a tendency to allow e-juice to seep out of that airflow control port. I don't know if you can see that here or not. Let's see if there's any coming out that other side. You might just be able to pick that up. Let's see if I can twist it to the wide open. If you can see down in there that there's a little bit of juice that is seeped into that airflow control. And if you're not constantly checking those ports, you can pick up your mod and find that enough e-juice is seeped out that it's oozed down onto the side of your mod and makes your hands sticky. I'll show you here. Just put a corner of a paper towel in there. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much in there. I must have just cleaned it out before we started shooting. But there's just a little bit of a tendency for some seepage. I don't know if you can tell the difference in the coloration on the end of that paper towel, but there is just a little bit of e-juice on there. Again, you need to check that on a fairly regular basis. I don't know why Kanger can't seem to get that straight, but every one of these Subtanks that I've tried, the Nano, the Mini, and now the Plus, although the Plus seems to do it a little bit less, has the tendency to allow some e-juice to seep out. And it seems to me it happens less frequently with a newer coil. The older the coil gets, the greater the tendency for a little bit of e-juice to seep out of that airflow control opening. Well, other than that, the Subtank Plus is a quality built device. The coils are tremendous, providing the best taste experience I've had. Even with e-juices that I already enjoyed, the flavor just seems to pop without any taste interference from that organic Japanese cotton. And they last a good while too. I'm regularly getting 2 to 3 weeks of heavy vaping out of each coil, sometimes even more. I really like the looks of the Subtank Plus. Now, it is a big tank, but its size gives it a really impressive look. Lots of stainless steel and Pyrex, And with a variety of colors of O-rings, mine came with the red installed and black replacements, you can really personalize it. Now this upper hardware here, once you take it apart, slides down into the Pyrex tank, and there are these 4 stainless steel supports that are part of this upper hardware that are visible through the Pyrex, and that to me just really adds to how cool this tank looks. I really like it. I know what you're thinking. What about price and value? Well, Kangertech lists the Subtank Plus at the same $49.99 as the Subtank Mini. Now, I paid $51.99 for mine at Vapes Gone Wild in Newton, Georgia, which was about $8 less than they were originally charging for that original Subtank. With its increased capacity and improved airflow system, that makes the Subtank Plus a real bargain. Other off-the-shelf sub-ohm tanks offer RBA decks, but none, at least as of this writing and to the best of my knowledge, include them with the tank. And those that come with an RBA deck don't include non-rebuildable coils, making the Plus an even better bargain. Yes, those OCC heads are going to cost a little more than standard coils, but they're also going to last a good deal longer. And they provide an amazing vaping experience, thanks to the high power levels they can handle and that organic cotton that provides nothing but pure flavor from every e-juice you put into it. Before you run out to your local vape shop or go online to your favorite e-vendor, there are a couple of things to keep in mind about the Subtank Plus and all of the Subtank models. First, that organic cotton in the coils has to be fully saturated before you start vaping on it. Kanger even suggests that you drip a few drops of e-juice directly onto the coil before vaping for the first time. And I actually find it comes in handy too to help flush previous e-juice flavors out. So every time I change flavors of e-juice, I will first drip 2 or 3 drops of e-juice directly onto the cotton in those OCC coils. And don't dry fire your OCC heads, because that cotton will just burn right up. It'll give you a terrible taste and you'll have wasted a perfectly good coil. So make sure that you allow the e-juice to saturate the coil fully. Put a couple of drops directly into the coil, fill up your tank, put it back together. It's really fairly simple. Just screws back on like that. Let it sit upright for a few minutes. 30 seconds is what they suggest in the owner's manual. I'll usually go a minute or 2 anyway, especially on a brand new coil, to allow it to saturate fully. Make sure that I'm getting full flavor and I am not risking burning up the cotton in that organic cotton coil. The second thing is that you have to have a mod that's capable of firing those coils. Some mods won't read coils that are below 1.0 ohms, so make sure what you're using can handle the Subtank Plus. I previously reviewed both the Subtank Nano and Subtank Mini, and both of those are fine tanks, and I like each of them. The Plus is even better. I can recommend any of the Subtank models without reservation. Let me tell you how much I like these tanks. Kanger supplied the Nano and the Mini for 7 Report to review. Then I went out and I bought the Subtank Plus. I can't think of a higher recommendation, even with that little e-juice seepage issue. I tested the Kangertech Subtank Plus on an e-leaf iStick 50 watt with a wide variety of e-juices. And I purchased the Subtank Plus at Vapes Gone Wild in Newton, Georgia. Thanks so much for visiting 7 Report today. Hope you will subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the rest of our website, 7report.com. You do have to spell out the word 7. We have lots of other hardware and e-juice reviews and other fun articles too. And we update both the website and the YouTube channel all the time. So please do keep coming back. Thanks again, and embrace the vape.